Not very merry, but definitely bright. Adam Carolla.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on the shows. I got a mandate. You get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. We love that about you. It's a dry bar power panel here. Macy Isaacs has one that is just out, half sister. Adam has his as well. And then I got a few out as well. So good times. Macy, were you a clean comedian before dry bar, or did you have to clean it up for dry bar?
I was clean, and I'm not on purpose, just so happens. But there were a couple of, their rules are even more different than the classic clean. I
think so, because the challenge is not the verbiage. Anyone who's done radio, I've done radio my whole life. It's just a lot of, this guy dropped an F-bomb, and then this GD thing with this B comes out of her car and starts calling me a GD a-hole. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it sounds like military talk, like Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Zebra. You can get used to that.
Yeah.
But what you don't realize is the content. Mm-hmm. Some of the ideas are a little scatty,
Yeah, and I never realized I said, "Oh my God," a lot.
Right.
So it's like I think I did 2 tapings, I think, and so the first taping, my husband was there for both of them, and he was like, "You said, 'Oh my God.'" I go, "No way." Mm-hmm. And he goes, "You did." I go, "Oh my God." Okay. Well, so things like that, but and of course darker. I'm clean, but I'm dark, so I had to kind of run some things by them.
Yeah, and so I think it's a challenge. Like I don't get that it's a handicap. I think it's kind of a fun. It's fun.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed the challenge of trying to write clean jokes. But I work a little bit dark too, and that was a thing where it was like you don't want the audience to pull back just from the idea.
Yeah. I said the word gynecologist and the air spilled out of the room. Like it's like someone opened the door and we were in outer space and it just everything got sucked out. Like I said, gynecologist, the place just went, oh. And I was like, I'm talking about a Lumi commercial where the woman says in the commercial, my gynecologist. Yeah. Like it's a commercial. They run it during the day. I don't know how sensitive you can be. How are we with dentists, orthodontists? Can we say these things? Like it's primetime TV commercial network stuff.
It's a doctor.
You should be able to handle this.
At dry bar, you have to call the gynecologist the downstairs orthodontist.
Yeah.
That's right.
I wish someone would have told me that, because I said the gynecologist as well, and it didn't. It also sucked.
You said
there.
gynecologist?
I sure did. I really thought it was okay.
It was like, they would call them the basement orthodontist. Yeah. That's right. Ladies, when you're at the basement orthodontist, am I right?
I like that we're using orthodontist instead of dentist. It's as if it needs to be straightened out down there, as opposed to cleaned.
And some guys already have a fear that there will be teeth down there.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
So it was. You guys have been on stage a bunch, and there's jokes or you don't get the reaction you want. There's jokes where you get more reaction than you expected. There's jokes where you bring up race or something and people get uncomfortable. But I just said the word gynecologist, and I felt everyone go like, oh, like they lean back in their chairs, and I was like, first off, that's a word, and then it's a legitimate thing. Like I don't know.
It's a medical term.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe I didn't expect them to go with me on the journey, but I didn't know that word was going to make them all physically repel from the stage. And I was like, oh shit. Well, all right. But for the second show, you just go, we're not gonna.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the second
what was
show,
your gynecologist joke?
My gynecologist joke that did not make the final cut, I believe, was that.
That's why I figured we can talk about it today.
Is my mom was calling me because she was saying that she needed to find a new gynecologist, and I didn't ask why, but she told me, and she said that they want me to see, he's retiring, but they referred me to a woman gynecologist, and she's always had a man, and I said, oh well, that's not. I have a woman. To be honest, call me old fashioned, but I prefer it. And she said, okay, but she was nervous about it. So she goes, she sees this woman. She comes back and she calls me and she says, yeah, I'm never going back.
Wow.
And I go, well, what happened? She said, well, she's a lesbian.
Oh.
And I was like, huh. I was like, I kind of actually think that's ideal. You know, who better knows
Well,
the area?
I agree. Yes, you have a black belt in beneath the belt activity. You have a black belt and below the belt knowledge. I agree, but there's now a component to it that's possibly sexualized, although any straight male gynecologist
That's
has
what I'm
that.
saying.
That's why I don't get the
in.
difference. It
I
feels
know.
like it's the same
So
conundrum.
My mom says that's the issue. She just knows too much, which I love that thought of.
I mean, there's also a sort of a stigma, which is like, if you're gay, you shouldn't be around boys. You know what I mean?
Oh,
But so if I'm a straight guy, I can go out with my daughter's volleyball team when she's 13 and it's fine. But if you're gay and your son's volleyball team, it's a little implied that, well, he's already playing fast and loose with the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, what else is he willing to bend? What are the rules he's willing to skirt? You know, like, it's a little prejudiced.
Yeah.
I think, you know,
Yeah.
so because what we do is we go gay and lesbian. So we go, okay, they're already sort of off the trail a little bit. What else might they do? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, the heterosexual guy is looking at your mom, but he has strict standards. But that lesbo, she can be bought, you know?
This examination is still the way God intended.
Right.
And I think that's the old guard way of thinking, because then my new guard's like, that straight man, bad.
Well, let me say this about the gynecologist for the ladies and the gender and the sexual proclivities and things like that. It's not about you. It's more about your husband. Now, I'm sorry, ladies, but it's important that it's like a massage therapist. Like, you go, I'm going to go get a massage. And it's like, what do we do? Well, I get naked and I crawl in a sheet and then I get lubed up. And you go, I'd prefer a woman be in that position. And then you go, what business? And it's like, I'm the dude. You know what I mean? Like, I have thoughts. And so the gynecologist's choice is between you and your vagina, but also you have to include your husband. Now, there may be guys that are self-actualized who just don't care at all and whatever. But most guys, you gave them like 2 beers, would prefer a woman be looking at their wife than a man be looking. It's a pecking order. You want woman, but you don't want lesbian.
Right.
But you would like a deep ethnicity, like Indian or Chinese or something that you just go, I don't know who she's talking to, but no one's going to understand her where I'm from. You know what I mean? So now I came up with an invention.
For just this situation.
Yes, for the guys. They're fine with a gay gynecologist.
Yes.
And if I am a straight gynecologist, I put together a kit for the office. It's a picture of you and your husband, wedding. We put some shots of your adopted child from Laos and, that kind of stuff. And then the husband and you go, oh, he's gay. So, he may be a poon hound outside of this, but for the office, for the waiting room, for the husband, picture him in the, and you just send in your picture and we Photoshop you with an AI.
I see.
Nice looking guy.
That's the only place a guy
barefoot in Hawaii on the beach, marriage, right?
That's the only place a guy is relieved to walk in and see that the pride flag with all the different triangles and numbers. That's the only. Oh, thank goodness they have one of those here.
So we would like. Here's the pecking order. We want. All right, no. We want woman of a nationality, Soviet bloc, something with an accent, something with a deep accent. I believe that's why all the women who do all the bikini waxings are all from some place somewhere deep, where guys go, I don't want some dude. Look, no, it's just she's. And then not only it's a she, but it's she who will never talk.
Yeah.
You'll never be at a cocktail party and the woman who waxes your vagina is going to come walking in, flapping her lips, right? Pardon the pun.
No, it's fine.
All right, so we want woman, deep nationality. Then after that, we'll just take woman. And then after that, we'll take gay man, and then after that, we'll take lesbian woman, and then at the bottom is heterosexual straight dude. Okay?
Okay.
I'm just curious how many, just as a curiosity, how many gay male gynecologists there are that they would be like, can't stand them, but I'm going to go study that.
That's right.
Just clinically and for the money.
I think it's good to
Yeah,
study
I'm
what you
gonna
most fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a way to face that.
You brought up the waxing.
Deep cover, like Donnie Brasco. I'm going to infiltrate the mob. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I went to a fancy waxing place at one
you
point.
did?
Yeah. And she ended up coming by accident. I saw her at one of my shows. So
What?
that does
Wow.
happen. I ran
That's
into
difficult.
It was weird. It was weird. She was with her boyfriend, and she goes, I remember. And I go, oh, boy.
Let me ask, see,
Yeah, it's not right.
you can't humanize them. That's the part. That's the trouble. I think for guys, I feel like the rub and tug is a lot the same way. Like, I don't know who this person is, but she's never going to show up at a party that my wife's at and start talking.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't run in anywhere near the same circles. I'll never see her outside of the Orchids of the Orient or wherever Bob Kraft goes. All right. We got made up movies to do. I've been thinking about things. But I got a hypothetical that I laid on the guys who were watching football the other day, and they all came up with the same answer. But I'm curious, and I'll include Dawson and Andrew on this one too. I was thinking about the P. Diddy trial, and I was joking that P. Diddy's mom showed up every day at the trial, which she did, and I do a joke where I go, "There's no way I could have got my mom to come to my rape trial. Like, that bitch wouldn't go to a Little League game." And I started. So it was sort of a joke. But I did picture P. Diddy's mom, who's 85, who basically, right before she dies, she's going to have all this imagery shoved into her head, right? You know, like, well, he liked to beat on me, and then his arm would get tired, so he'd pee on me for a while. And then that's my boy, you know. Like they just got to do that. But the other person that had to attend the trial was Cassie's husband.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So first off, I'm the guy. Listen, I had twins. They told me I needed to be in the delivery room. I was like, why do I need to be there? I don't want to be there. You know, you have to. I'm like, why? Why do I don't want to? Like, I would be, I think I might pull Cassie aside and go, I know you want me to be supportive. I just don't think I could have all of this imagery in my head. I just feel like it would. Yeah. It's going to affect the relationship. Can you respect that, or am I weak? And then who do we want? Like, you want to be Cassie's husband hearing about the Crusher being flown in from Henderson while we film you having sex for 14 hours? Or do you want to be P. Diddy's mom? Like, who should have avoided that trial more?
I think definitely it's the husband, because I feel like with the mom, it's humiliating and it will weigh on her. But I feel like that bond between a mother and a son, as long as there's not been like a falling out in life, I feel like she'll always love her son. Like no matter what they do, there's an unconditional love.
The consensus with the football watchers, which is it would be tougher on the dudes.
Yeah, because you're picking that relationship. It's consensual. You're joining that person, and once you hear that, it's like that changes your image of that person.
But also, is it that we're all just dudes who have a girlfriend or a wife and go, so. I'm not an elderly black woman with a music mogul son. Like we could all be there and go, oh no, I would never want to picture my wife up there on that stand or whatever. But
well,
what do you
I'm
think?
neither, and I think I'd still rather be P. Diddy's mom because I even think I almost think P. Diddy's mom needed to be there, to be honest, because I saw the first episode. This is always good, right? When you've only seen the first episode of something, the first episode of the New Reckoning documentary of him, and it seems like she really beat the hell out of him too.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I think. She needed to be there.
I
think she needed to be there. Again, I've only seen the first episode.
If you're Cassie's husband, are you having a conversation?
I don't know how you could.
Or,
Or
well, in the movie Papillon, Steve McQueen, great movie. Dustin Hoffman flies under the radar, but it's a great film. Papillon plays a French prisoner who's being taken to Devil's Island, and 1892 or something. And Devil's Island is like people just go there to die. They used to take the prisoners and just go, well, we're not going to keep them in Paris. We'll ship them off to French Guiana, and they can just live there. And who cares? They can't escape. And when they're getting off the boat, the transport boat that was taking them to Devil's Island, Steve McQueen threw himself down the gangplank. Like he rolled and then ended up in the infirmary because you could live in the infirmary. You wouldn't make it outside. Should Cassie's husband have walking out to the town car just
Hurled himself
caught
down
a
the
lip
courtroom.
and just went down hard, writhing, holding his knee. You know what I mean? You go ahead. I gotta driven to a hospital. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Faked an injury.
And then he could also use that as, I'm injured now. You probably don't want to be with me anymore. This is probably
No, I'll be with you. I'm not showing up to the courthouse.
Oh, to avoid the courthouse.
I'm saying
I thought you were
to
saying about
avoid
after.
the courthouse.
Yeah.
No, not after.
I think
no.
that's worth it to avoid the courthouse. Yeah,
Fake
just to
the
be like,
injury?
I don't want to know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take some
No, you
time
can't
off.
say I don't want to know. You have to fake the injury.
Yeah,
You have to pretend to be
I think
supportive.
that's true.
I
there's
don't
no
know.
way she wanted him there either.
Thank you. I got to tell you, I'm one of the few people I know who just say to people like, you don't want to be there. Like,
Yeah.
you really, I know you have to pretend like you want to be there and you want to be supportive. Like, you really
be.
don't need to come to this, whatever it is. Like, I'm the guy who goes to the dentist, gets a tooth pulled, gets put into Twilight and put under, and they go, you have to have someone pick you up. And I go, oh, yeah, I got this. I don't know. I got it. I got it. Like, I hate that feeling. No, I would definitely tell my husband, stay home.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to hear whatever's being discussed in this place.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was also wondering if you're a Diddy, like, who do you feel? He seems like a sociopath, but if you're a rational person, who do you feel more comfortable hearing all this stuff? Your mother, or like a former partner or a current partner? Because I feel like it would be worse for the partner to hear for them, but as a person, it's like I wouldn't want my mom hearing that stuff. That would be more traumatizing to me in that situation.
Yeah.
Like if you were the one who was being exposed.
I would, if I were Diddy, I would campaign hard to keep mom at home.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if I were Cassie, I would campaign hard to keep the husband at home.
Yes.
And then at some point, your lawyer, if you're Diddy, your lawyer would go, it looks better to have your mom. And I go, really? Is it really? I think she's going to be a distraction.
Yeah.
Like, let's just roll the dice and keep her at home.
And he knows what he did. He's like, I'm probably going to jail. I would rather go to jail
Yeah, just
without her
lock me
knowing
up.
that. Like,
Right.
exactly.
I'd rather just lock me up. Don't let my mom
Yeah.
see this.
All right, made up movies. We can all join in on this.
In a world where titles are many and plots are few, one man can take your movie names and make them come to life.
What is going on?
Adam Carolla stars in Made Up Movie.
As a sidebar in the made up movie, we were talking about waxing places.
Yeah.
This wasn't my main one, but I think a Rob Schneider, I came up many years ago with a Rob Schneider vehicle from picture Rob Schneider movie circa 1997, right? This one is called Pinky Cheeks. And Pinky Cheeks, Rob Schneider is schlubby little guy, but somehow is with this Jenny McCarthy type, has this really hot blonde girlfriend. And they both work together at the Chick-fil-A or something. And at some point, some hot shot comes in and it's like, you too good, with a scarf, says to her, "You woman as beautiful as you shouldn't be." And they're out. They're in Nebraska or Indiana or something, and he's like, I do some photo shoots for Playboy. Why don't I fly you out and we'll do a shoot, whatever. And she's like, oh my God, yeah. And Rob, realizes that if she goes out to LA, she's gone. It's gonna be a Star 80 situation. She's gonna be dating one of the Bogdanovich brothers or something, and she's gone. She's never coming back to him again in Muncie, Indiana, right? So he has to pretend to be like supportive. She's like, this could lead to big things. I could fly you out after I get established, and we could do film and TV and stuff. And he's going like, yeah, you're gonna hook up with Charlie Sheen, and I'll never see you again, right? So she finds out. Rob finds out that before the shoot, the day before the shoot, all the models get sent to a place called Pinky Cheeks to get all cleaned up down there to be done just the way they like it at Playboy. And Schneider's like, what is this place? And he goes out, investigates, and it's just a bunch of Asian women who are just waxing all these hot blonde models in all these various bizarre positions and stuff. He's like, oh, okay. So he has to go undercover as an Asian woman to get a job at Pinky Cheeks, right? To then screw up the wax on his hot blonde, because once he screws that up, they go, we're going to have to postpone the shoot. He just bought himself 3 months if he really screws that wax job up, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. So, but first he has to show up, as the Asian female waxer, and, application. Of course, because it's a Rob Schneider movie, they go, we've got your first client, Mitzuk, and it's a huge fat Armenian woman who's coming around the corner. He's like, oh no, right? Uh-huh. All right, now go ahead. It's not all me. You guys.
That sounds real, because I've seen some Rob Schneider. This one's real, or this one's...
This could be a Rob Schneider. Yeah. The thing about the made-up movies, it's got to be potentially real.
I like the idea of him adding, like, what men put on their head to grow. Like, he puts growth on her.
Oh, right. He's having yes, right.
To actually
Rogaine.
He puts Rogaine on her to actually grow hair.
Right.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
Uh-huh.
Now, look, this blonde bimbo is just a climber. She wants to get out to L.A. We know she's going to dump Rob as soon as she does that Playboy shoot and start dating some producer or something, right? So at some point, Rob has to find love at Pinky Cheeks. There has to be...
Is there a romantic interest with one of the other Asian women?
Yeah, there's like a Cinderella type who's super pretty, but they make her sweep up pubic hair all day, and they yell at her in Chinese, and she's like, and they're ordering her around, and Rob's just looking at her as this beautiful young woman, but she's basically Cinderella. She's being abused by the other women, and they find themselves... sitting in the break room eating a sandwich at lunch, and she's lamenting that she can't find a good man in L.A. They're all these actor, producer types, and Rob's like playing a woman, but becoming very attracted to her at the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And you could take the Cinderella analogy further, and he has to find the shoe, but they all have little feet-binded shoes.
Yeah, their feet are bound. They're too small. Yeah.
I like that, and he tries to kiss her maybe, but he's still a woman, dressed as a woman, and she's like, I can't go there.
Yeah, there's that weird thing in movies where she's somehow attracted to him as well, but we don't know why, because she still thinks he's a woman.
Yeah.
But with women somehow, I don't know, it's a pheromone or something. Like, you can tell she's liking him, but they're confused. She's confused about her feelings now. Now, the heavy has to be like do we have like a Playboy photographer type or a Hugh Hefner type, who's in there? Because there has to be he screws up his girlfriend's wax job. He's bought himself. There has to be a Mrs. Doubtfire type thing where she comes back to the hotel and he's still got the makeup on, and he jumps into the shower and starts pretending, and she sees a wig like on the floor, like a Asian hair wig, and is like, what is going on? Are you dating somebody? And there has to be some conflict there.
And maybe she's into it, like for the first time. She's like, I didn't know you had it in you.
The girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, the girlfriend and he have to part ways. Like they have to, and then once he and the girlfriend part ways, he has to tell the Pinky Cheeks place, this is my last day. And he sees that the love interest is upset that he's leaving now. And there has to be there's something I want to tell you kind of thing, that thing. And then she gets upset and slaps him because there was love there.
For her slapping him, could it be that his love interest at the Pinky Cheeks, he, in an effort to show his love for this Cinderella woman that works there, he tries to start learning Mandarin. And then there's one of these weird, mistranslation things where he tries to tell her his love, but he's saying all the wrong things, and it's dirty comments, and he offends her. And
there's that.
It blows up in his face because he tried to learn language, Mandarin, but messed it all up.
Yep, that's good. That's good, like John Cena. That happened to him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, different movie, but yeah. All right, so he ends up being with her. He's got to end up, and she's got to get out of Pinky Cheeks, right? She wants to do something. She wants to dance. She's got a dream. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to walk around like a pube Zamboni her whole life. You know what I mean? She's got a dream. She wants to get out of there and out from her, and she ends up with that. Who's that Asian Chinese dance troupe? I always see the billboards like around Shin. Yeah. Yes. She ends up with Shin. Right. And he's and for the comic button, he goes, so Rob Schneider knows somebody or gets her in, and she's an amazing dancer, and she's out there dancing with Shin Young or Shin Lim or whatever that thing is, and we're all amazed or whatever. And then at some point, there's a spotlight, and you see someone pushing someone, and you see Rob Schneider in the Asian outfit trying to do a dance, like that. And the audience is like, what? And that's cut to credits there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to go on. We don't have, she broke her foot. You have to go on. Yeah. I like that.
All right. Now, my next movie. I call this one, it's loosely based on Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Barracuda. All the drug boats have been getting blown up. All the cocaine.
Oh, it's topical.
It's right on. It's right now.
It's hot right now, yeah.
It's hot, right? Barracudas are killers, man. Barracudas will fuck you up, and now they're beaked up on all this Bolivian shale now, right? So we got Cocaine Barracuda. It's this cocaine bear in the sea, you can't go wrong with that. And again, it's right there. I mean, there's metric tons of coke are like spilling into the water. You know what I mean? There's barracudas are getting into this stuff. Okay.
I like it because I love the song Barracuda. So you already have a
by
song.
heart. We'll clear it. We'll clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or we'll do a sound alike.
Yeah.
Or feel alike.
We can get one of them from Heart to do. Or
One of the Wilsons.
They're gettable.
Yeah.
They're gettable. Yeah. All right, check that. Let's make sure. Or we do that weird thing they do in movies where they go, we can't clear Barracuda, but we have a feel alike, and they go, bum ba da 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 bum bum oh, and you're like, is that the same song? No, they screwed up the last note. All right, so it's called Cocaine Barracuda.
Cocaine Barracuda.
And we got that song pumping at the theater, right? Now, what's going on? Well, The Rock is a CIA guy, but he's deep cover, and he's in Venezuela. Oh. And he's trying to infiltrate the narco cartels in Venezuela. And when he gets dropped off, with the Zodiac boat outside, to swim in like a SEAL team guy, his commander tells him, you're now gone. You do not have you're persona non grata. We're not going to vouch for you or say you're a U.S. citizen or come bail you out. You're deep cover. You're in. You don't exist anymore here. So he goes in, deep cover, and he infiltrates the narco terrorists, right? And at some point, all the guys on the boats are getting blown up, right? So nobody wants that detail. The guys running the boats, right? No one can do it. They kidnap his beautiful Venezuelan wife. And they go, we're going to take her out unless you run that boat. Huh. And he's like, because there's a scene earlier, because he's a Navy SEAL, where he kind of knows how to handle the boat and the sea and all that stuff. And there's like some dumb drug guy falls over and starts drowning, and he jumps out there and pulls him in. And the kingpin guy sees that he understands the ways of the sea, right? So they kidnap his wife. Now he's in charge of the drug boat, and what's he going to do? He's got to run it. They got her. They're going to kill her. So he takes off in the night. They hit with a drone missile, blow it up. He gets blown. Of course, he survives, but we see all the cocaine coming down, and we see the barracudas going by. Now it's just him and the sea and the barracudas out there, and then it's survival and the high seas with the barracudas at that point. Go ahead.
I got an idea.
I got
an idea. First of all, I think to get butts in seats, we try to keep this PG-13, and we get Dua Lipa to play the Venezuelan wife. And then here's the way we bring. She doesn't have to do much. She's just got to look hot, get kidnapped, and be tied up for most of the movie.
Most of the movie.
But then at the end, we find out that music is the key for cocaine fish.
All right, hold on.
And then we get her out on aircraft carrier.
I was with you for a while. I don't know about the music being the cocaine fish part.
Or the barracuda.
Yeah.
The cocaine barracuda.
I know. I don't know that fish have ears, but
she hooks up with some
raving.
scientist. This guy, maybe he's also a scientist or whatever. And they find out that because these fish are on cocaine, all they want is They
figure
that out scientifically.
Yeah.
But then it has to go horribly wrong. And then they figure out we need Dua Lipa to sing. And they get the Venezuelan wife out there.
But who's they figure out? Because right now,
yeah, right. I don't know.
we just have.
I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, take a sip of coffee.
Sure.
I want Helen Mirren in this somehow.
She can be in it.
Okay. I think she's actually who's in charge of all of it. Like she's actually the leader.
She does. In the movie, you could look it up. In The Specialist, in the movie The Specialist was Sylvester Stallone, a famous old white male actor. One of his last role, and you can look up, Andrew, I don't know, what is a famous male white actor, played the Cuban kingpin. So there's precedent there. You know, they put a little bronzer on her. She does an accent. Rod Steiger. Rod Steiger, sorry, different Rod. Rod Steiger, who is an old American white guy, played this Cuban guy with a bad accent. But
I think that's for Helen Mirren to do.
So Helen Mirren plays. Okay, we're still not adding to the story, but we're rounding it out. We're rounding it out. All right. He, with the cocaine barracudas, he's not going to survive in the open sea, even though he's the Rock with the cocaine barracudas, right? So at some point,
I feel like there's got to be a scene where he's fighting them somehow in
Well,
the
yeah,
water,
yeah,
and then at
he's
some point
fighting them.
they're about to overwhelm him, and maybe he gets pulled out of the water by some guy who's there, and it's actually just a fishing vessel.
I got it.
And so then,
I came up with it.
Oh, okay.
He obviously punches the barracudas.
Yes.
He fights the barracudas.
Yes.
Okay, like body slam, barracuda slam.
Yes, exactly.
Right, he does all that.
Rock moves underwater.
Yeah, well, CGI, fine. They're all, and we see it through their lens, through the barracuda, the beaked up barracuda, coked up barracuda. I mean, that's your greatest nightmare is a coked out barracuda when you're in the open sea, right? So then, right when he's fighting, right they're about to get to bed with him, a boat comes out of nowhere, little dinghy, like pulls him out. It's two 14-year-old Cuban twin boys who are trying to get to Florida from Cuba and are now lost in the open sea. And now it's the Rock. Whoa. Where is Cuba? where's Florida? Where's Venezuela? Like, how far off? They got to be pretty far off course. But he knows the sea. And were sent out alone to try to get to Florida from Cuba. But a storm blew in and blew them way off course. So now they have a couple provisions left, a little water, some crackers, It's the two of them. But then you got The Rock, who's a Navy SEAL, so he understands sea. But also, cocaine barracudas aren't going away either.
No,
But do they eat the cocaine barracudas?
I don't. It'd be really hard pressed to capture a cocaine barracuda. But there's going to be that. I mean, there's also, they've been blowing up these drug boats, right? So there's stuff kind of floating around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe there's some granola bars or something floating around. There's a body floating around, very, very ominous. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. All right, let's see if we can figure this out as an ugly American. All right, Cuba is all right. Florida. Wait a minute. Florida's there. Okay, Cuba's there. Sorry, not too far away. And Venezuela. Okay, yeah, they got blown the wrong direction.
Yeah.
they headed the wrong.
Totally
they headed south.
feasible.
Yeah.
Totally feasible. They're young kids. The Gulf Stream. They blew them the wrong direction, and now, but The Rock knows the sea. You know what I mean? Now, we got to check back with the wife. What's going on here? She thinks he's dead. She thinks that she sees on the news that his boat has been smoked by Pete Hegseth, right?
Yeah.
Double tap. Gone. Right? So she just hangs her head, and they just basically cut her loose and, you're no use to us anymore. Your husband's dead. Live with it. You know what I mean? And these guys are so evil that in Spanish you hear them saying, once the boat gets blown up, they go, you want me to smoke her? And they go, let her live with the thought of a dead husband. That's more pain. Well, not. They let her go. That's the rationale for letting her go, right? So they let her go, and she's like watching the news, and they're like, they still haven't discovered a body. And she's like watching the tape on TV, and she's like, she knows.
She knows he's alive.
She knows he's a Navy SEAL. Like, if there's anybody that was going to survive that double tap, it was going to be him, right?
Now,
all right.
Now, does she have to befriend? She's reluctant, but she knows he's still out there. She believes that he is.
Mm-hmm.
She reluctantly befriends a group of drug dealers on a boat because she wants to go out there with them to look for him. So she's like, I've got to get out there. The only way is for her to ingratiate herself to this rogue group of drug dealers.
Right.
And they're going out there.
Right.
They think they're delivering drugs.
No, they send a recon unit out because they think there's some bales of coke still floating around.
They're trying to recover the
recovery
coke out of the
team,
water, yes.
trying to get that coke out of there. Of course, the barracudas are all there too. At some point, the guy's got the gaffer's hook and he's reaching out trying to get the cocaine. You see a hole in the bottom of it, and the cocaine's spilling out underwater. You see the barracudas around. She sees the barracudas, and he's like reaching, and she just pushes him, and then the water just turns red. You know what I mean? Hi!
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But the one guy's still on the boat, and she had to pretend like she made a mistake. Like she was trying to help him hang on to him, and it must have slipped or something.
But the fish took him.
The fish took him.
He pulled back,
Yeah.
I'm
Now-
excited for Dua Lipa. This is going to be good for her.
cameo,
this will be good.
Yeah.
Now, there's got to be, let's do this. You got to have the one stateside SEAL buddy who, like, understands that when he relinquished all his rights as American citizen, but he has access to info, to intel. You know what I mean? And they're like, they're in the war room, and they're like, well, we did a double tap on the boat. Looks like we got the boat, but there was a heat signature swimming away. And he was swimming at like 15 miles an hour. I've never seen a drug boat swim. And he knows. He's like, that's him. He's alive, right? Because there's an opening scene where they're like training in Navy SEALs, and everyone else is waits on him and is like struggling in the pool. And Rock just leaving a wake behind him, and they're looking, and nobody can swim as fast as that guy,
The coach is there with a stopwatch. He goes, a new record, 15 miles per hour.
Right. So they're sitting in the room, and you can see this guy's face, and go, so someone goes, the one guy, the heat signature, he's swimming so fast, and then the colonel's like, yeah, well, good luck in the middle of the Caribbean, and they laugh, and they go home. But we see this guy's face, like, he knows that's his buddy in the water. Now, he's stateside. He's in Florida. He's got to go after him.
Does he go in a boat, or does he take like a helicopter or like an air vehicle to kind of search for them?
All right, wait a minute. This is coming in from the booth. He's a drone technician friend who could never make it in the field. He could never make it as a Navy SEAL, but he's nerdy.
He's like Brains. He's the brainy guy.
Yeah, and he can get the drone. He can get the drone. Like, he's the tech Navy guy who is in charge of the drone, and the drone could pluck him up if he could free it up. Like, they're not going to just throw him the keys to the drone. Like,
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
Rami Malek. That's right. Rami Malek from Mr. Robot or whatever. And okay. Rami is the nerd who can see that he's out there. Of course, at some point, you got the drug kingpins coming over, firing at the boat. They capsize the boat. You got the barracudas coming at the Rock and the kids out in the open ocean, but here comes the drone. Right, Rob? It's like barracudas coming at him, kingpins coming the other direction. All of a sudden, the rope drops down from the drone and snatches them up, and they're all. And the end is like the end of all the Fast and Furious movies, where the wife's there, Rami's there, the kids are there. It's like a Modelo beer commercial, Modelo. They're all hanging around.
Well, after they start pulling him up on the rope, can he realize that his wife is still down there? Then he has to save her, because isn't she still in the other boat?
Right.
Now,
yeah, she's in the boat.
So now the brainy guy has saved the Rock, but then the Rock has to go back and just heroically rescue his girlfriend, because that boat still has cocaine in it, because those are the drug dealers, and the barracudas are chomping at the boat. They're trying to sink the boat.
No, the barracuda grabs the bottom part of the rope and is making its way up the rope. And Rami from headquarters with the remote, it's got a Hellfire missile on it, and he says, "No," he goes, "Hey, why don't you chew on this?" And he fires a Sidewinder, and you just see barracudas just blown up, right?
And then cue the barracuda sound-alike music right there. Dun, 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 dun.
Black. Right. And there's one like alpha barracuda that's been so beaked up on blow, he's been like eating all the other barracudas with like twice the size and has twice the energy and stamina because he's so beaked up, And we show one of these bales of coke like sink to the bottom of the sea and just come to rest. And this barracuda keeps doing bumps, like keeps coming down, shoving a snout into the bale and coming back up out of the water.
I like the idea too.
Draws a line,
Yeah.
underwater line.
Yeah. I don't know much about drugs, but that seems important.
I don't know. Show me. Barracudas go about 6 foot. They're in the ocean, but I don't know if they're everywhere in the ocean. Are barracudas everywhere? We'll have to figure
I don't think
that
they're
out.
everywhere, no.
Are they in the Caribbean?
I think they're just, the equator. I think they're only around there.
Okay.
Only around the equator.
That's a good trivia to have.
What's that based on, Dawson?
That 90% of the world's animal population lives in that area.
All right, so no barracudas aren't everywhere, but they're very widespread in warm water. Well, this is tropical warm water and subtropical oceans globally, living near reefs, seagrass, and open water, though absent from some areas like the far eastern Pacific. Well, we're fine, right? And freshwater. They're common in the Atlantic, Caribbean, Indo-Pacific, red. Okay, this is good.
The science tracks perfectly for this movie.
The whole thing pencils out, like where Venezuela is, the storm that hits, the Cuba kids.
Also, you got to think about the future of the ocean and what's going to happen with the cocaine that's left over. There's got to be a science element where they figure out how to deploy Narcan throughout the entire thing. But this is a special kind of Narcan that the fish can't get high anymore. It ends it, it kills it, and they have no more desire to go get more coke, and everybody's cool.
Well, does it end with the we're seeing the alpha? Like that's for the part 2? Like, is that kind of how the first one ends?
The alpha's going to get blown up with the chew on
in
this
the first
line.
That's the alpha gets blown up on that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I just didn't know how we're leaving them hanging, and that could be.
Oh, there'll be
where
a
you're-
part
There is
2.
a sequel.
Yeah.
There's a sequel here.
Yeah.
A bale of cocaine lands by a bunch of crabs. That's the sequel. Cocaine crab. Cocaine crab, right?
Yeah.
And there's
Is that the post-credit scene? Like, you just see
But
the
post-credit is a bunch of good-looking white people on a beach in Nantucket going, the one good-looking blonde girl, you've never been to a crab oh, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
And they drop it into the pot, and you see it through the crab's eye, right? And it's boiling, the water's boiling, and the one crab just jumps out of the pot, grabs the guy's jugular, just rips his larynx out, and right to black.
I like
Cocaine
that.
crab.
I love it.
Come on now. Now
really
look,
good.
I'm going to make you guys producers, but you're only going to get paid on the back end, so you're probably not going to see any profit.
Fair enough.
mean, on paper,
on paper, right?
right? But you will be producers,
Sounds good.
right? Once we back out advertising and the rock salary. And you will be saying, like, you made $722 million, and I'm like, yeah, but the film ran a deficit.
We had to buy a lot of cocaine for
We had
this
to buy a
movie.
lot of cocaine, crabs. Fishermen don't come cheap. We had to have crab experts and barracuda experts. Not the same person. So that's two different people. All right. All right, let's take a break. Let's see. We'll take a break. We'll be right back after this. Aura. Well, if you're like me, last-minute shopper, you're panicking, shelves are empty, running out of ideas. That's why I love Aura frames. Perfect for a personal gift that really hits home. Always struggle to find gifts for people that have everything. I know a few of these people. They don't, it's not a financial thing. They have what they need. So you can get them something that's smart like Aura frames. It's unlimited photos and videos straight from their phone all year long, right into the frame, and you can preload photos before it even ships. Personalize it with a message, and the gift box comes premium with no price tag, so it's a great gift. Setting it up is a breeze. Just download the app, connect to the Wi-Fi, and boom, memories flowing right on the screen. I have my Aura up front here at the shop. All the great guests. I walked past it 10 minutes ago. I was just like, oh, Kevin Costner. I remember that. Anyway, I use it myself. It's great. It's like a rotating photo album. Always fresh, always close. And you can't wrap togetherness, but you sure can frame it. Aura, right, Dawson?
For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by using auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. By using promo code Carolla at checkout, that's AURA frames.com, promo code Carolla. The deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Yeah, O'Reilly Auto Parts. You know the jingle? These guys keep your car on the road so you don't end up stuck on the shoulder looking like a dope. Friendly, helpful service. People who actually know their stuff, not just some kid who'd rather be on his phone. No, these guys know their business, and they're polite. They held the door for me last time I walked out. I had a handful of auto parts. So, whether you're a gearhead or you don't know a lug nut from a donut, they walk you right through it. No attitude, just real help. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today, or you can visit us online. Go to O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Adam. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Ace Man, Adam from Delaware here. Two quick hitters. One, Bill de Blasio's real name is Warren Wilhelm Jr. So like many of these grifters, he goes by a pseudonym to melt into the people he's trying to manipulate. And two, I made chicken paprikas the other day, and it was delicious. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I don't trust anyone who fucks around with their name. It's a grifter. It's a grifter move.
It is a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
It feels dishonest as soon as you find out they're...
It's like I want you to think of me a certain way, but
Yeah.
you're not, so I'm going to try to do it this way.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That was Beto O'Rourke's whole thing, right? He made up
Yeah,
a fake
and
name
to be fair, I went by Cash Wide Cock for a while.
But that was for professional reasons. You did.
Yeah, but you got to distinguish yourself in this town. You know what I mean? But, then I had the kids, and I
Yeah.
settled back into Ace.
Yeah.
All right. I want to ask you guys about this story, which is prevalent. I've been hearing about it. It's Ivy League students that are claiming they're disabled, and they're getting perks. So here's what we've done to ourselves as a society. We have created something called a spectrum. And then once we created a spectrum, everybody's potentially within the spectrum for autism or Asperger's or whatever. We're all... It opened it up to every dingback chick I've ever spoken to going, you know what? Dr. Bruce says you're on the spectrum of Asperger's. And I'm like, I close my eyes when people talk because it helps me hear the information more clearly. But by the way, okay, I'm on the spectrum, but I'm also the most functional person you know. So maybe not a bad thing if that's what we're talking about. But anyway, you do the spectrum thing. And what the spectrum thing is, it opens things up. Meaning, it's like you going, look, we have an Indian casino, and anybody who's 1/18th Iroquois qualifies to get checks back. And all of a sudden, everyone's 1/18th Iroquois, right? Liz Warren is getting into fucking Harvard because she's claiming to be. So first off, assholes, you're going to create all this stuff. If you are going to say, we have handicapped parking spaces all along the front of the Costco, that's fine. But if you go, all you have to do is tell your doctor that you have sciatica, and then he'll issue you, and then you go, okay, then everyone's going to do that. And everyone's going to travel for free with their dog at the airport because it's a support dog. Okay, so once you create it, it will be exploited. So everyone's on the spectrum, and then at college, hey, it's 2 hours to take this final exam, but if you're on the spectrum, we'll give you another hour. Well, guess who's on the spectrum now, bitch? Everybody who wants another hour. I don't understand how we don't understand how this is going to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, hey, Somalis, if you have a kid who's got a little bit of Down syndrome, then we'll give an extra $900 a month. Well, guess who's got a bunch of kids with Down syndrome now? That's how human beings work. That's why none of these programs ever work. They immediately get exploited because in theory, they're good. It's like in theory, there should be no money fed into a vending machine. You should just take what you want from the vending machine and then just leave $1 on top of the vending machine. Can't do it. We won't. You don't know enough about humans. There should be judgment-free zones in San Francisco where people can inject without prying eyes and judgment. Yeah, now we got a bunch of fucking people shitting on themselves, dying in the streets. Nothing works. So the second you put it out there, people find the loophole and they exploit it. And so it's like, I want to say to all people with their horrible ideas, the idea is not a bad idea. It just will never work, and thus it becomes a bad idea. Where is that story, by the way? Oh, it's a news story. Okay, yeah, sorry. We have tapes. You guys can weigh in. Tell me what you think.
As having a disability. The number of students who are registered as having a disability is skyrocketing at prestigious universities in the U.S. That is according to an article from The Atlantic that's been getting a lot of traction online.
Now, disabled students can receive a variety of special accommodations from their schools. Many of those accommodations are considered standard and are not controversial. But others, such as giving the students extra time to complete exams, have become a point of contention by those who believe they're being exploited. The article reads in part, quote, professors now struggle to accommodate the many students with an official disability designation, which may entitle them to extra time, a distraction-free environment, or the use of otherwise prohibited technology. At Brown and Harvard, more than 20% of undergraduates are...
I'm just going to use my phone to get all the answers because I'm semi-retarded.
A disability.
Sorry, go back a little. Sorry.
The most common... 38% of Stanford undergraduates are registered
go back
as
another
having
10
a
seconds.
disability.
It's really
Free environment.
So almost 40% of people who made it into Stanford have a disability mentally. We're not talking about a bad hip. These are 19-year-olds.
They have to qualify for this school in the first place.
I couldn't get into Stanford when I was 18. 38% of Stanford students registered disabled. So it's super easy. If you are white, but you write down I'm black, and then you could get into Stanford, well, then write down you're black. That's what people do. Or I'll get hired to Apple Computers after I graduate from them if I just put in I'm a minority. Well, do we not understand human beings is what I'm saying. Like the dumb shits on the left, you go, these rich guys with their lawyers not paying their fair share. Yeah, they're doing everything they can do to pay as little of taxes as they can. You do understand that, right? Yes, we understand. Okay, now there's another side of that coin. There's your fucking constituency who's going to game the system trying to get into Stanford and then get a better parking space and then get more time for the finals. But I'm sorry, we'll let the thing run here.
Disability designation, which may entitle them to extra time, a distraction-free environment, or the use of otherwise prohibited technology. At Brown and Harvard, more than 20% of undergraduates are registered as disabled. 38% of Stanford undergraduates are registered as having a disability. The most common and most, The
most common and most contentious accommodation is the granting of extra time on exams for students with learning disabilities. The extra time may be necessary to complete the test, but unlike a wheelchair ramp, this kind of accommodation can be exploited. And the article goes on to describe some of the more unusual accommodations, such as students with social anxiety getting exemptions from being called on by their professors to answer questions. And one administrator at a public college in California says a student there got permission to bring their mother to class. The internet reacted strongly to the article, with many saying it shows how students are trying to gain an advantage by cheating the system. Journalist Derek Thompson, a friend of mine, writes, America used to stigmatize disability too severely. Now elite institutions reward it too liberally. It simply does not make any sense to have a policy that declares half of the students at Stanford cognitively disabled and in need of accommodations.
Now, I've been on construction sites with plenty of retards, but this is Stanford.
Yeah, they say mostly learning disabilities. How do 40% of the people that get into Harvard, Brown, and Stanford have learning disabilities? That doesn't make any sense at all.
The thing, too, is they stopped looking at SAT scores over the last couple of years. And so they've admitted a bunch of people who aren't qualified to be there, and they're going to use every opportunity they can to try to cheat and stay there. They don't belong there.
It's just hurting, though. It really is hurting the people that really do need this and do need the time. You know what I mean? So that's what's sad.
First off, I don't even know what percentage of people really when they make these proclamations. Like they go, the government shutdown's going to end the SNAP benefits tonight at midnight, and millions of children will go hungry. First off, they're all fat. Secondly, they're obese already, so they could live like a bear hibernating for weeks, number one. But, okay, millions will go hungry. I'd like to. Where's the body count? So SNAP benefits were shut off for 2 weeks. Where's the bodies? All the emaciated 11-year-olds who couldn't get food into their mouth. Where is it? Like, where are these people? All right, everyone's got a disability. And then you go, well, what about the people with the real disability? But, like, what real disability? Like, you're in Stanford, you took the SATs, you had a GPA, you were in extracurricular activities, a band or drama class or something. How long would you have to walk that campus? You could find people in wheelchairs, and you could find people who are missing a limb. But, like, how far would you have to walk that campus? How long would you have to walk that campus before you found somebody who legitimately went, 2 hours is good for everybody to take this test, but I need 3? Like, who is that person? Like, I would argue, like the fabled hungry child, I don't know where they are. Like they do this shit all the time. They go, this guy's pulling up in ICE unmarked vans, snatching up people, snatching them off the streets, sending them to a gulag in Honduras. Where are they? Where are the people? Now, you can go, I heard it happened to a dental assistant who was from Nicaragua who was pending. Okay, that's a story. That's a story. But we're talking mass. I want to know where is the masses of this happening? And the answer is it isn't. And it doesn't fucking exist. And by the way, none of these kids existed 25 years ago like peanut allergies. We forced this shit up their ass. And then they went, oh, yeah, I'm on the spectrum of something. And then they went like, look, I don't really want to participate in PE because I don't want to fucking run laps out in the hot sun. So guess what? I got a note from my doctor saying I'm on the spectrum of being lame and I can't run. And so then they go. But here's what I want to say, college campuses. All these ideas are from you. You created these monsters. This is all on you. This is your system. This is what you fought for. This is what you perpetuated. And now the retarded chickens have come home to roost. Go ahead.
Well, I think it all comes back to what you said about them changing it into a spectrum. I think some of these conditions, they used to have like a rigorous standard for this is an objective way to quantify this. When they make it a spectrum, what it reminds me of is like girls looking at like a horoscope. It's like, oh, I'm such an Aquarius, I'm such a Taurus. And then you read it, and it's just vague things that could apply to anyone. It's like, oh, sometimes, you keep more in your head than you say out loud. It's like, that's everybody.
You're a bit of a chocoholic, aren't you?
Or like they say, like the social anxiety thing. It's like everybody, if you make it, you're just, well, sometimes you're social anxious or sometimes you're in your head more. And there's all these Facebook groups for like neurodivergent people and ADHD people. And there probably are people that legitimately suffer from that stuff. But when you make it a spectrum, it's like what we used to call 20 years ago, like, oh, that's the shy kid or that's the spazzy kid.
Yeah.
Now it's all a diagnosis and it all becomes a disability. And then it's not only that they get benefits, but I feel like in the whole victim mentality culture, it even just validates people to feel like they have something. They're just validated in like, oh, I really struggled because I have this condition.
Macy?
Yeah. I mean, I think about I wonder how hard it's good. I believe it, it's good to be mindful of people who are struggling, but at what point do you need to, like, I think about the shy kid. If the shy kid doesn't have to answer in class, how is he going to work on that?
Yeah. And
You know
also,
what I mean?
so the spectrum thing, which is new, is fucking up our society because we have like sexual assault. And sexual assault used to mean sexual assault. Now it's unwanted hand on the knee or whatever it is. And it's like, now you're going to lump that guy in, you're going to lump Al Franken with Weinstein. You know what I mean? I go, well, sexual assault. Like you can't, no, don't do the spectrum thing. It's very dangerous. It paints with too broad a brush for sure. And the fact that they don't think everyone will exploit everything is insane. Like the one thing you have, all right, everyone has baked in to their DNA and as children. Like basically, if you want to know who everyone is, you just go, well, what does the average 8-year-old do? And the average 8-year-old is basically who we are at our core, and then we train ourselves not to do that. So the average 8-year-old, they go, hey, Adam, good Adam, here's a cookie. And now it's your cookie, but but we don't have enough for other bad Adam or just Adam. Sorry, good Adam. We'll just do good Adam and Adam because it'll be a distinction. And bad Macey,
That's fair.
No, we don't. We just have you. But anyway, you then decide. What they get. Now, 8-year-old goes, I'm eating the cookie. It's all mine, and I'm doing it. Then at some point, you go, I'll break off a smallish piece and give it to bad Adam and bad Macey over there. But then at some point, hopefully you get evolved into, I will break it into 3 pieces, and I will let them pick the first 2, and then I will take the last. Okay, that's where we'd like to be. But we're not. And so an 8-year-old, when an 8-year-old loses a running race or a little league game or whatever, and they come home, what happened? Well, the answer is never, I didn't work hard enough, or the other guy's more gifted than I am, or I should have practiced harder, or whatever that thing is. It's always something with the ref, something with the coach, somebody didn't like them, or just maybe, I hurt my foot earlier in the week and I couldn't run the way I wanted. It's always that. It's 100% that. Half the 45-year-old adults I know give me some version of that, like all the time when I talk to them about something. You sound like a fucking 8-year-old idiot.
Yeah.
You sound like an 8-year-old, like not internalized. We don't want to do that. So if you give people the opportunity to go, why'd you get such a low test score? Or why? We just go, why did you get fired from the job? Because I'm black. Because the guy's racist. It's easy. It's the easiest out in the world. Now, it's what an 8-year-old would do, but a 48-year-old will do it if you let him. And we created a society that opened the door to that. I'm not going to talk the entire show. I talk about some stuff sometimes. And that, because let me tell you something. People go, all Adam does is talk. You got to let the guests talk. And I'm like, all right, I can, I will, but I can't. But I'll talk if you don't talk. But you got to talk at some point.
No, I do think I've experienced that with guys my age in their 40s that they'll blame if they get fired. It's it's a pattern with them. They'll get fired from multiple jobs and they'll always say, well, that boss was a jerk and that person was unfair and this one.
He didn't want it. Right.
I think maybe if that happens once, you can be like, oh, I was treated unfairly. But there's a pattern of behavior, and then that's how they just make an excuse for their own struggles in life, and that the fact that they're not bettering themselves, like you said, even with the kids, it's like they're never improving. They're not helping themselves move forward.
No, I talk to 6-year-old guys who sound like they're 9.
Yeah.
When they're giving you the reason why X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
I just talked to a guy about I got the wrong phone number to call in a radio station in Santa Barbara last week, and it was the wrong number. So then I called the guy, Mike, and I said, Mike, you gave me the wrong number. And he said, I didn't give you the wrong number. I gave it to Daphne, your assistant, and she emailed you the thing, but she must have fucked up the number. And I go, she just forwarded me whatever you sent her. Well, I didn't do it. I sent her the right one. I sent her an 805 number. I go, oh, all right. And I called Daphne. Daphne, you sent me the wrong number. I just sent you what Mike sent me.
Yeah.
Well, what number's on it? Well, it's a 745 number. I go, that's on the email? Yeah, it's on the email. I go, all right, show me the email. Shows me the email. Send this down. So then I call Mike. I go, Mike, you sent her an email with the wrong number on it. He said, why would I do that? I said, well, because you're Mike and you fuck up all the time. That's why. And he goes, why would I do that? It's an 805 number. I go, I can show you the email. I forwarded the email to him with this 745 number on it. And he went, well, I didn't put that number there.
Well,
I go, well, how'd it get there? Whose number is it? And he said, computer did it.
That's what
I said, the computer did it. Yeah. I go, those are just random numbers that the computer generated? And I go, yep. I go, Mike, I called the number and a guy in Reno picked up the phone. It's somebody's number. It's somebody's number you have. But you put it on there by mistake. No, I didn't. Why would I have done that? I said, so this is just the computer. This is just the phone and the computer just out to get you, right? He goes, yep. I go, okay. Well, then I said to Daphne, hey, Daphne, this will never happen again because... Oh, no, wait, it'll continue to happen because it has nothing to do with Mike.
The computer's always going to do that.
Yes. Well, we're at the mercy of the computer.
This is every conversation with my dad. You're me.
Oh,
Mike's
really?
my dad. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a dude thing.
Well,
No, women do it a ton too.
what it reminds me of, I think like one of the biggest problems in our culture, like everybody complains about the economy and how to improve the economy and all this. I feel like a part of it is just everyone is finding ways to shirk responsibility, and automation has improved that. Like not improved, but it's exacerbated it because there's always either some technology you can blame or some other person. Like it sounds like the conversations. When I have to call like customer service, like I've been dealing with AT&T recently because my Wi-Fi at my house has been out for a month, and they keep saying it's going to come back. And every time I call, it's for an update. It's, oh, that's a different department. You have to call back here. Oh, well, that person said you that. That was wrong. Now you have to call here. Now you just wait on hold with this robot. And it's like, oh, we're not going to charge you this month. They charged me for the month. And then you call back, and that's a different department. But everybody is always, they have their own limited set of information, and there's not communication between them, and they have no knowledge outside of their own area of expertise. And I think they're told to not take responsibility for anything else. It's meant to divide up accountability, so no one person can ever be like, oh, that was my fault. I should have known that.
I'm going to give everybody a piece of inside baseball information that they should know about me. Because I've talked to Dr. Drew about it. If I ever speak with wonderment, I know you fucked up. See, Dr. Drew talks to drug addicts all day. And when you speak to drug addicts, you have to speak with wonderment. So you go, we found a sack of heroin in your nightstand at rehab. I didn't put it there. Oh. So how do you think it got there? I don't know. You think someone broke in and dropped off a sack of heroin in your nightstand? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you think somebody broke into the facility, didn't steal anything or break any glass or anything, and then just dropped off the cocaine, huh? Yep, probably. Wow, that is incredible. I mean, the chance, if you hear wonderment, I'm like, so Mike, this phone number, the computer just changed it on you, right? Oh, yeah. Wow. Man, we got to get that computer fixed. I'll tell you what, it's going to keep making random numbers. Like, if I speak with wonderment, that means I'm not fucking listening and I know you fucked up.
I wonder if that would work with, I'm going to try that next time I'm on customer service. I feel like they'd just transfer me away.
Try the wonderment.
Yeah, I'll be like, huh.
It does feel so good, though, when somebody just says, I did that.
Yes.
It feels so good when somebody's just like, yeah, that was me. My bad. We need
so
to
rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other subject I want to get into, I forgot, we're such a weird society. I was behind someone on the freeway yesterday, and they're in a Tesla. And I've seen the bumper stickers. They're like, I bought this before Elon. And it's like, I was like, oh, yeah. 10 minutes ago, there were middle-aged white adults with Molotov cocktails storming the Tesla dealership at Glendale, throwing it at Tesla models. Environmentalist types, by the way. Like, you guys, Elon Musk got together a bunch of computer guys to see if we could prevent whatever the Somalis are doing in Minnesota in terms of bilking the tax dollars for $1 billion. And you middle-aged adults thought it'd be a great idea to attack dealerships and burn down Teslas, which we're going to have trouble explaining that to future generations. But I was behind a Tesla, and it said, don't blame me. This was the, Elon thing. I don't know. What did Elon do?
Yeah.
I don't get it. He said there's a bunch of fraud. It's just a bunch of money being wasted. California gave away a couple $2 billion to inmates during COVID. Inmates. So there is fraud. Can they look at it, or is that, no, we're going to have to burn something down? By the way, they don't care anymore. Like, they're over it. No. Which I was like, if you're super passionate about this, why aren't you still into it?
They just moved from one outrage to the next, I feel like. And my favorite thing with their backlash against Elon and the way they started hating him is I see people now that they try to act like he's somehow unintelligent or he's like this bad person. It's like, this guy created the most successful electric vehicle company we've ever had. He's catching rockets with a like prongs in midair.
Yeah.
He's revolutionized like AI. He's helping the government cut costs.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they'll try to talk down on him and act like he's the problem with the country.
Sorry, a lot of this is chick thing because you have these chicks go,
Yeah.
they have these dumb dingbat senator chicks, and they go, "What does Elon Musk know?" Nothing, nothing. And it's like, oh well, he knows some stuff, a little bit of stuff, little bit of stuff. But it said so the thing on the bumper sticker, it said, "Don't blame me. I just bought this for dog mode." Which made me want to ram. It made me want to ram.
I don't know
that
what is
guy.
dog mode.
Well,
I don't
that's
even know.
good. That,
I don't
that
even know
means
what-
you're an American.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to speak with wonderment about this. What is dog mode?
Well, I don't own a Tesla, but I presumed it was some mode you could put it in that would keep the dog temperature cooled
That's
while
correct.
you're in the
okay.
target, But I called my producer just to make sure that this is what was going on. It sounded vaguely familiar. It also sounded very Tesla.
Yes.
Right? Like Tesla, it would figure this out that you could leave your car in the parking lot of the Costco for up to an hour during summer if you put it. You probably do it from your phone and whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because
mode.
I've walked by a couple of dog modes because I've seen a dog in a Tesla, and I look in and all the windows are rolled up, and you're like, that can't be okay.
Right.
And then you look and it says on the screen, like, don't worry, this car is in dog mode.
wow.
It's temperature
Right.
controlled. It's all the things.
That guy, we got to burn his dealerships down. I do love
Or
that.
do they have different ages of children, like baby mode, toddler
I would
mode,
hope so.
4-year-old? Just you can leave them in there as long as you want,
and then you
Just
crank up the heat for the
They have
teenager.
like expert husband mode. And there's ex-husband mode. And there's fire shooting out of the vents.
I want that sticker.
An environmentalist didn't light this on fire. It's in ex-husband mode right now.
Keeps your car's climate control running to maintain a safe cabin temperature. For pets, there should be husband that doesn't want to go into the mall mode.
Yeah.
Where I'm just sitting back there with a beer between my legs, watching something on a headrest.
But it should say, don't bother me.
Don't
my
bother
wife's
me.
at the mall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mode. Yeah, it displays the message. Yeah, I mean, that's the enemy, everybody. That guy was the enemy for 5.5 weeks. We needed to destroy that guy.
And the whole thing of putting a bumper sticker like that on your car, if I pass Teslas all the time, I have no judgment towards the owner one way or the I don't know that person's life.
You don't.
But then when they
you
put
and your
that
Christian comedy
when they
don't.
put that bumper sticker on there, then it makes me hate them. Then I'm like, oh, that guy's a douchebag.
I don't think they really realize. I feel that same way with multiple bracelets on a guy. Like, I know you're trying to score points, but I fucking hate you. I hate you. So how about that? You've not accomplished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can put on your Giants jersey and walk around town, and you may get a tip of the cap from a Giants fan, but a Dodger fan may beat on you. It's not a one-way street.
Yeah.
Yes, some people pass you are going to appreciate it. Many who are driving Dodge Ram pickup trucks are going to think you're a huge douchebag.
Yeah.
And I feel that way with, like, any guy who gets an earring after the age of 45, I'm like, douche. And you may be signaling to the kids you're young and hip, but to me, I'm processing this in another way.
I kind of want that sticker and put it on my Volvo, though.
The,
I bought
dog
this
mode?
Tesla for dog mode.
Yeah.
You know? I want that on all cars.
I think you should put it on your Volvo because I think people would go, oh, Volvos now have a dog mode?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool.
Did Tesla buy Volvo? Yeah. What happened?
No, we got to.
And then you just have an RIP with your dog's face on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Left it in the Volvo, it didn't work.
Show me the Volkswagen commercial where they need I bought this Volkswagen for sheep mode. Oh, that's all Dawson needed. There's the greatest. We went clinically insane in like the weird woke department a few years ago in this country, and Madison Avenue always jumps on it. You know, they got every couple's a mixed race, every kid's mixed race, every couple's either gay or mixed race. Like they just every time someone is sitting down at a restaurant. They have the black couple, the Asian couple, and the white. Like, they just went nuts. Look at this commercial's like 2 years old. This is a VW commercial where a gay couple adopts a sheep.
Oh.
A mixed
An
race
interracial
gay.
gay couple.
Life gets bigger when you break from the herd. The Volkswagen Tiguan.
Well, it worked on me. I'm buying a
Who is the
Tiguan.
target audience for that?
Me.
That's my
Are
whole-
you an interracial gay farming couple?
At heart.
What's the sheep power on that engine? It's 245 sheep pounds of torque, 240 horsepower, sheep power horse.
That was a cute sheep, though.
It was a good-looking
was, yeah.
sheep.
Yeah.
I love that it was a mixed gay couple, but they had to kind of tamp it down a little, like maybe your roommates. I don't know.
They
You're a
weren't
masculine.
clear.
You're a masculine gay couple. You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Pete Buttigieg.
One of them's a
style.
gynecologist.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You got the package I sent you in the mail to Fake Family.
Yeah.
Also, had to be weird for the actors.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Because they're probably not gay, and they probably don't adopt sheep.
They're on
you
a
know,
spectrum.
and they
They're
had
like,
to
I can
talk.
play gay.
Like, I got a national spot. Oh, what is it, for Budweiser?
Now, do those actors have to say that they were gay for pay now? Because there's nothing sexual, but they played gay in a paid commercial now.
I don't know. It's just the whole pitch of the commercial had to be. There's, you do a commercial like this. There's a storyboard.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like black guy, white guy, could be Middle Eastern. I like it. Gay. Yeah, not open, not giving themselves hand jobs in our Volkswagen, but they're gay. Yeah, and then they're driving through the country, and there's a herd of sheep, and they're going one direction to be followed. They're following the sheep. They're sheep, but one breaks off. Independent. The sheep would represent Jeep Cherokee drivers, Ford Explorer drivers, those guys. But we are breaking off. And so the gay couple adopts the sheep. I mean, not legally, obviously, but they pick up the sheep. They steal the sheep. You know what? No, they don't steal the sheep, but well, who owns the sheep? You know what, Marty? You fucking go out and get me a coffee right now. I'm in the middle of the pitch right here. The sheep is in the car, all right? They didn't steal. They're not sheep-stealing gays, if that's what you're saying. Yeah, but
they
somebody
are.
owns the sheep. I mean, okay, so 30. Okay, if the client has a problem with sheep theft, then we'll address it, Marty. Up until now, where's my coffee? Where's the coffee? Get the coffee. So then the sheep is in the Tiguan, and then we go back to their house. They live together? Yeah, they're a gay couple. Are they in a condo or something? No, it's a traditional Ozzie and Harriet kind of ranch style valley home. Okay, so it's a young gay couple just live. Yes! And then the sheep hangs out with them, and then hijinks after that. It's a montage of walking the sheep on the beach, giving the sheep a bath,
The things you do with a sheep.
Okay, hold on. Marty, yeah? No, we don't show the car really in the ad. Why? Where's the coffee, Marty? Shut up. It's about the sheep. You understand? Now we can clear that Mamas and the Papas song. Make your own kind of. What's her name? Let's see. Mama Cass Elliott. Mama Cass Elliott. Hold on. Didn't she OD at a young? Marty, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Just let me get through this, would you, without bumming everyone out? Yeah, but it's a happy song that Mama Cass sung after she broke. No, she wasn't in the Mamas and the Pops at the time. She had a solo career. Let's not get sidetracked. It's that song with the sheep. I'm storyboarding it. Get those Germans in here, and let me just wow them with this bit.
It's turned into another made-up movie. I
love
like.
it.
This is the whole plot.
Is that a 30-second spot? That commercial must have cost $4 million to produce. I want to see it.
They're gonna have a follow-up commercial now where it's them like challenging the rights for gay people to adopt sheep. At the court.
Yeah, the sheep's in court with them.
It loves them.
What ad agency you think was behind the sheep? All right, we got to watch it one more time. Hold on a second.
God, it's a good looking
Hold on.
sheep.
Marty chimes up again. The sheep herding dog that's chasing the sheep, yeah, he's black. Okay, Marty, stop. Well, I'm just saying, can we Photoshop? I don't like the optics of a black creature chasing a bunch of white sheep. You know what I mean? I just don't, after Ferguson. Okay, Marty. Jesus Christ. You know what? I was going to make you partner in this firm, but no more. All right, so then we got a kite shot on rogue sheep. Here we go. We stowed away.
Life gets bigger.
I'm seeing it different this time.
You are?
Yeah.
Volkswagen Tiguan.
I see that the sheep just sort of appeared.
Yeah, he stowed away.
Yeah, and the first time I watched it, I definitely thought they stole the sheep, but now he snuck in.
Now he snuck in. You're right. That covers the thief shep.
Yeah.
The sheep theft problem. The sheep theft problem is now covered. So Marty, you can
Marty
sleep
got his
tonight.
way,
Yeah. He made his way. Hold on, Marty. No, he didn't open the hatch himself. We're not going to show that part. Wow, I don't know. He's in. Theater of the imagination, Marty. He's stowed away. Okay, do we have to see the little paw open the...
And they're not immediately going to go get this sheep out of our car.
Yeah,
they're just
no,
going to
they're like,
adopt
I guess
it,
we
and
just
I guess
we'll
it's
put
ours
this on
now.
sheep
I guess
mode.
We're
and
stuck with the
run in.
sheep.
The sheep's part of the family.
Put it on sheep mode.
Put it on sheep mode. All right, let me give you guys a plug before I bring in Mayhem with the news. Macey, half-sister, name of the Dry Bar special. Go to Dry Bar and check it out, right? It's not on YouTube.
Dry Bar. And type in Macey Isaacs, all caps, promo code, and you can watch it for free.
And Adam, you got dates, right?
Yep, yeah, I got some shows coming up.
Where do we go? Do we go to...
AdamYenser.com. I got Lake Tahoe, January 2nd to 4th, and then I got Looney Bin in Little Rock, Arkansas, January 7th to 10th.
We'll take a break. We'll bring in Mayhem with the news right after this. Bubs, naturals. Well, getting older. Hit me hard. A little harder than I thought. Stiff joints in the morning. Longer for the recovery from the gym. Nails breaking. The recovery's slower. And that's because collagen production takes a nosedive starting in your mid-20s. I know, that's young. So, welcome to reality. That's where Bubs Naturals collagen peptides stepped in for me. Every morning, mix it in with my water. I don't know. You can put it in your coffee, I guess. You put it in your juice, I guess. I just mix it up with water. It doesn't taste like anything. That's the whole point. Not bad, not good. It's just Bubs. And since taking Bubs, I'm feeling like I'm young again. Maybe not early 20s. I'll say mid-20s. Stronger, hair's getting thicker, nails sturdier, skin smoother. It's important. And Bubs is it's the glue that's holding everything together. So what sets Bubs apart? No junk. No sugars, no sweeteners, no fillers, no, chocolate banana flavor, just good collagen that your body needs. Right, Dawson?
Live better longer. For a limited time only, our listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code Adam at checkout. Just head to bubsnaturals.com and use code Adam, and you're all set. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
Homes.com. Some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. And maybe Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory. Or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home the best. Perhaps it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. I think it's basically all the above. Homes.com Well, they go above and beyond to bring home shoppers the in-depth info they need to find the right home. Homes.com. That is, Homes.com. We've done your homework.
In the spirit of Murrow, Jennings, Cronkite, here's another great moment in local news.
Peach's Cookie Fingers.
Peach's Cookie Finger, down in the parking lot.
That's your elf.
Okay, what?
Yeah,
Is that my stripper name?
It's elf. Christmas elf.
Oh!
Christmas elf name.
Peach's Sticky Fingers?
Cookie Fingers.
Because Peach's Sticky Fingers is a better stripper name than elf name. It's what I'm thinking. Everything is fine.
That's a great moment in local news. Now, back to the Adam Carolla Show.
All right, Adam's hanging out. Bad Adam, that is. And or just Adam. I'll be good Adam. No, I'll be great Adam.
It changes every time.
Yeah, but just...
Can I be decent, hardworking mayhem?
Hardworking Mayhem's got the news. What do you got,
First up, man, I hope you strapped on your Cinnabon hat because a worker was fired from a Wisconsin store after shouting racist slurs at customers. Here's the slurs in question.
I am racist.
So idiot, for
and
real.
you are
You are an idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruin your life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what?
yeah.
Look how you
Suck
fucking look
it.
like.
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch? Get the fuck out of
Ugly?
my face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You.
She stuttered that time. I love her.
I love suck it.
She's at the bottom of the rung of the fast food spot, Cinnabon, in the mall in Wisconsin, Abuananan, Wisconsin, and now she's fired.
Oh, she's in Wisconsin?
Correct.
Yeah, so getting fired from a bad job is fine. I used to work at McDonald's, I quit after like 3 months, so that's fine. But no one filmed me dropping N-bombs on the way out, which could stick
You made
with
sure no
me.
one was filming first.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, she's attractive. She could just find a Klansman and marry him and settle down and have some Klan kitties or something.
Only clans model?
Mm-hmm. Only clans. I'm going to start a website for racists.
Racist butt-naked girls doing erotic things.
No, it'd just be, are you attractive? Are you single? Are you racist? Only clans.
They already got that. It's called farmersonly.com.
Oh, yeah, but I like only clans.
Only clans that's much more clever. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they started like a GoFundMe thing with her. Here's the thing about people and racial slurs.
All right. I like where you're going with this.
Necessarily. People think it's a racist thing. Here's what people think. They go, oh, well, that means you're racist, and it's just inside you, and it got out.
Mm-hmm.
But really what it is most of the time is when you agitate somebody, they will yell out the number one thing they see in you.
How mean can I get?
Once you're agitated, then that comes out.
So I would argue to my black brothers and sisters that if you are morbidly obese and black and you agitate a skinny white woman at a Cinnabon, she will call you a fat ass before the N-word. I think she'll go with fat first.
The Adam Carolla tier of slurs.
Yeah, and a bald guy will get bald before black. Like
you bald black bitch, fat son of a bitch.
Yeah, if you had like a hair lift or fucked up teeth or something, you would get that first. Is what I'm thinking.
Busted ass grill.
Right. So I don't. Now these people were not overweight, evidently. I don't know who they were.
It's weird because it sounds like an Indian accent to me.
I think they were Somali.
Ethiopian there.
Oh, Ethiopian. Oh, okay.
Somali,
I
yeah.
see.
Somali, which rarely comes in husky. Like, you don't remember to go, oh, I had this super fat Somali roommate, what mate? It never happens.
Yeah, this lady was definitely trolled for at least like 6
That's the
minutes
thing.
before the video starts rolling, and then she broke down.
always
She knows
starts right
only
then.
one real insult she could stab at him, and they got her fired.
Yeah.
But that's where the video always starts. It never shows the buildup. There was something also in Portland or something this week where some guy was acquitted of stabbing. It was a black guy that was acquitted of stabbing a white guy because the white guy called him the N-word after the stabbing. After he was stabbed, he called him the N-word.
Also, I want to say this. You're not allowed to put your hands on people for whatever it is they say to you.
Yeah.
N-word or not.
Yeah.
A lot of dumb white people are like, well, I dropped the N-bomb, so. It's like, nah, you're still not allowed to stab people.
Yeah, on the back of the black cards, get out of jail free with that N-bomb disclaimer.
So
yeah, I don't know this thing.
She's got $90K in her GoFundMe, whatever.
Whoa!
That's what I
And
heard.
it pays better than Cinnabon.
Yeah, it's sort of like a racism GoFundMe contest because there's also GoFundMe for the people who got called the N-bomb, which,
really?
I mean, you can hit me with that all day for a check.
Now,
So this was a win-win situation for everyone involved.
Right? I think that,
They're both
Maybe they were
on
in
it.
cahoots. They were
Listen,
like-
bud, I'm setting up the rematch, okay? I think this is going to be a good one.
She's a Democratic Party supporter. Shared a post on Facebook from April 24th showing the Biden-Harris sign on the lawn. Said women's choice ballot. So she's a progressive racist. Also,
But it's not illegal to be a racist.
No,
is it?
wow.
Yeah, it's not illegal
I'm
to be
walking
racist.
free, am I not?
Okay. Yeah, I
You
know.
think-
Yeah.
She would love only.
Everyone is. Ilhan Omar seems to be. Yeah, a little bit of racism is,
the other thing about her, well, first off, $90K, you got to work a lot of Cinnabon to put $90K.
Yeah.
Now, at some point,
6 years of income.
It's-
She just gets it overnight for going.
as far as the GoFundMe thing, there's a second part. At some point, they're going to hack into GoFundMe and they're going to find out that some sheriff in Montana contributed to her fund, and then they're all going to go after him because they'll go after the ones who contributed to the whatever as well. There's precedent for it. Andrew, I don't know what it was. I think it was out of Utah. I think there was a cop who contributed to a fund of another cop who got accused of racial, whatever. Somebody contributed to someone, and they found it, and they pushed him. They've shoved him out too, which is insane. But they are going to look into who gave this money. They'll find some white chick on a school board somewhere, run her down.
What do you
and
mean?
That'll be
You're
part
saying
two.
that there will be. Oh, you're saying that they will investigate who's funding this?
Who's giving money to the racist woman?
They will dox. They will find out.
Really?
Oh, they've already done it. Maybe it was for Derek Chauvin's defense or something. No, it was even pretty innocuous. It wasn't that. It wasn't even.
It wasn't like a high profile.
It wasn't even someone's high profile. It was just the fiddle player from the band who got thrown out for reading that book, and they sided with that guy, and they got thrown out. But that's when we're in a woke frenzy, when we're sharks in a feeding frenzy, where we'd start biting. When sharks really get into a frenzy, they start biting other sharks and stuff. They start going nuts. We went woke nuts with getting people fired. There's a professor at the whatever conference, and they were going down the elevator, and he's like, 7th floor, women's lingerie. They got him fired.
Oh my gosh.
He's doing a Bugs Bunny cartoon gag, and they got him fired. By the way, this is why I don't want any of these people in charge. They get so fucking drunk on power that they literally just eliminate.
But I think we're
everybody.
getting back to a place where we can take a joke and everybody, nobody's racist, and not everyone is racist and hateful towards other people.
No, we're
all
getting back
trying to have fun.
We're getting back to a place where sane people told these people to fuck off. That's what we got back to.
All right, good.
Police officer, a cop contributed to Kyle Rittenhouse's fund. Kyle Rittenhouse, the guy who was chased by the pedophile and
was trying to
attempted to
hit him with
murder
the-
him,
yeah.
trying to kill him with a skateboard.
Yeah.
That guy. And this guy, the police officer, including some who donated Kyle Rittenhouse defense fund via platforms like GoFundMe, faced consequences.
So you get fired.
Oh, well, then he's just going to have to sue for
Was
wrongful
he
termination.
fired for this? Because this seems like, overreach, government
By the
overreach.
way, Kyle Rittenhouse was another thing. Like, if there's a pantheon of shit The View was wrong about, go ahead and throw Kyle Rittenhouse onto that massive pile of shit you guys were wrong about. Like, if you ever get tired of being wrong.
What was their view? I didn't catch it.
Oh, I hope you're sitting down.
I'm
But
sitting down.
He was a racist who, stole his dad's gun and ran
He
away
was just
to
a cosplayer.
And wanted
You know what I
wanted
mean?
to
He wanted
kill-
to be
yeah,
a cop. Yeah,
that
he wanted to be a cop. It's nuanced, that whole situation.
He was a lifeguard. His dad didn't drive. The first they did, he knew no one who lived in Oshkosh, except for his dad lived in Oshkosh. These are all...
Yeah.
This is all information that's discernible. You can find it out. So they start with he knew nobody in this place. And then it went to his dad lived there, which is, I would argue...
the place.
Squashes the argument of nobody in this place. Because we had a friend from high school, that's good enough.
Yeah.
But your dad lives there. Then it's like his mom drove him or something, but his mom was working a nursing shift. She didn't drive him there. And then it was like he went there to hunt black people. He had a friend who had a car dealership who said, the cops have stood down and they're burning the city down. Will you come here and protect my car dealership? And then was attacked by a guy who was basically a pedophile and another guy with a long criminal record
their
who tried
version
to
is
kill
better.
him.
They were chasing him and attacking him.
Yeah,
They made it
their
sound like he
version is
murdered
better
people.
that he pulls up like Call of Duty with his mom in the minivan. He jumps out combat role and starts spraying guys. Skateboarders.
And then all those media stories and the View stories, after the facts do come out, they don't care because they've already invested themselves in the emotion. They got worked up about it, and they'll never change anything. Yeah.
On creatine, that's what the View is. That's when you get 5 dingbat chicks and put them all together, and no one ever questions them, and reality and gravity never come in.
And their outrage syncs up.
They literally, their outrage syncs up. They literally go right to the next outrage that they're going to be wrong about. And they never tap the brakes, like Russian collusion, all things COVID, everything Fauci. Oh, the lab leak versus the wet market.
So much,
Kyle Rittenhouse, it just keeps going. Brown, the gentle giant, hands up, don't shoot. They're just wrong about every single subject, and they don't care.
No.
The Border Patrol
Had whips.
whipping Haitians.
Jussie Smollett, they were all in
nothing.
on.
None of it ever happens,
Yeah.
and they never slow down. And no one ever says to them, "Look, you're like a guy who works at a sports book who's lost the last 17 Super Bowls."
If you flipped a coin, you would be right more
Right.
than they
Why
are.
should we go to you like you're Jimmy the Greek? You've lost the last. You lose every Super Bowl. Why? Do you have a TV show called Lock It Down where I give you, I bet against the spread and you can lock it in? There's what? You don't get anything right. And by the way, that wouldn't happen if you put 5 dudes up there who were just wrong about everything all day. They would lose their audience.
The pantheon of
All right.
wrong.
What else?
Man, next up, I want to get your take on this. Ben Stiller and a bunch of Hollywood come to Paul Dano's defense after Quentin Tarantino calls him the weakest male actor. We're talking about Paul Dano, of course, from There Will Be Blood and many other films. Kind of a weak face man. And Quentin Tarantino just had some mean words, said he's the weakest male actor in the Screen Actors Guild. I don't know why he has a particular, F you in particular, Paul Dano.
All right, let's break down the game film.
All right.
First off, Quentin doesn't have a leg to stand on because there are lots of opinions that people have, but they go, I don't like that guy, or, he's a Republican or Democrat or whatever. It's like politically, every Democrat is screaming bloody murder about Pete Hegseth sinking my cocaine Barracuda ships, right? But when Biden smoked that family after the pullout of 10, not a peep. And when Obama was droning everybody in the Middle East.
Wedding parties, yeah.
Yeah, not a peep out of them. So, pardon me if I think it's a little dubious, this outrage, right? But if you don't have any information and you are outraged or you don't know what side is on, and then it's legitimate, right? And Andrew, Pulp Fiction, 94 must have been 94, must have been deeper 94, like September, October. Oh, you do know that?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, look at you. Deeper 94, October 14th, 94. Look at you.
That was good, yeah.
That was a good.
I was a kid. I love that movie.
All right. So I know where I was. I got to K-Rock in like April, early May 94, radio station. And I was kicking around working for free, basically, just contributing, just trying to kind of get into the crew, ingratiate myself. And one day they said, you know, there's a new movie. They would screen movies for the morning shows. I mean, they would screen movies for podcasts and stuff too, right? They just go, we set up a private screening. You can go and watch it. And, you know, if you like it, talk about it on your radio show, you know? And so fine, it makes sense for them. And it used to be like a little more corporate, like Sony Pictures has gone working with KROQ radio and whatever. But it's fine. So I'm there kicking around with Kevin and Bean and Jimmy and the morning crew. And I'm not getting paid yet, but I'm just kind of hanging around, you know. And they're like, hey, we got a free screening down on Sunset Boulevard. And it's the guy did Reservoir Dogs, I think. No one knew, we didn't really know his name or what he looked like or anything. But it's like, that. Remember that Reservoir? I go, yeah, it was a good movie. Well, he's got a cool movie. It's supposed to be really cool. It's got Bruce Willis and blah, blah, blah. All right. So, you know, you finish your show at 10 in the morning. You have your meeting or whatever. And it's like, it's a noon, you know. So we all just go into this little screening room, not a theater, just like a miniature little Sony 12-seat right in the middle of Sunset Boulevard. And they go, Pulp Fiction. All right, we don't know anything about it. No commercials, no trailers, no nothing. It's a sneak. It's an early preview. And then we watch it, and we all walk out of the place like, oh, wow. I hadn't seen it. This is 94, you know. It's like, wow, that was so cool with all the stories and the music and cool. Travolta, come on. He was just doing Look Who's Talking or something, or Three Guys and a Baby or something. Like, Travolta's back, you know, and whatever. And so me and Jimmy are driving back to the radio station, and we're like, yeah, oh, man, and that story and B story and the Gimp and everything. And then at some point I go, yeah, but that guy at the end who had the sheets and the house and stuff, that guy was horrible. He was so bad. And Jimmy's like, yeah, that guy was bad. And I go, why in a movie populated with so many amazing actors would the director choose a guy who was that bad?
The moon face, jerk looking.
No, this is not Paul Dano.
Oh, okay.
This is a separate story.
Oh, my bad.
About a non-Paul Dano.
Paul Dano's not in that one?
Paul Dano was 7.5.
Paul Dano has the most punchable face in Hollywood.
He does. So I was like, I was like, this guy gets Keitel and he gets Samuel L. Jackson. And there's amazing performance. And then he hires this guy. Must be his cousin or something, because that guy sucked. And Jimmy's like, I know, that guy wasn't any good. And then later on, we found out it was Tarantino.
See, I disagree. I disagree. Here's why. Yes, he was on purpose abrasive. He was the Paul Dano of that movie. He was on purpose unlikable. You know why?
Well, unlikable doesn't mean bad actor.
No, but he was stiff, but
Andrew's got to take
Jimmy.
Andrew's
it was. The character of Jimmy was a guy that, bro, I need help. and he is not helping. Like he's like, yeah, you want my
Okay.
help, but now
All
you got to
right.
deal with this jerk.
It struck Jimmy and I on the way out of the
Really?
theater.
You guys didn't. I found
That's
his
interesting. Really, I
performance-
just told you what we just said.
Man, I'm shocked.
All right,
I'm
Andrew
shocked.
has-
I heard you, but
Andrew
I
has
still don't
thoughts.
believe you.
Mayhem,
Yeah.
I don't think the unlikability was the intention there. I think it was a lack of ability. I don't think he's a
That's
very
true.
good actor.
No,
I think-
that's true, but he's
hold on
the
a sec.
director.
Hold on, let me finish. Because he was also really bad in Django.
Oh, he
Noticeably
was.
bad. He's just not great. He also had a brief Broadway run for Wait Until Dark that just got atrocious reviews.
He's just waiting
Hold on,
for the right
wait,
part.
hold on. I haven't even made my point yet, Mayhem.
Good luck.
What I'm saying is this, is that I lump in Tarantino with Kubrick and Spielberg as a preeminent filmmaking artist who's probably on the spectrum, going back to full circle with the disability conversation we had. I don't think he was trying to be mean with Paul Dano. I just think he's brutally honest. I also
Right.
think if you look at his top 10, top 20 lists that he used to put out every year, they're insane.
Yeah.
Like he just has incredibly specific likes and dislikes. And if you ever watch Love on the Spectrum, it's just like all those guys who
Yeah.
are just like, I hate this,
Well,
and
I
they
think
pull
Quentin
no
Tarantino
punches.
is the best actor of our time. There, it said it.
All right, dumb Adam.
I feel like your take is the most honest take because you and Jimmy didn't know it was him. I've never been. I don't think he's a great actor, but I always know. Like, I never went into a Quentin Tarantino movie and seen him without knowing. Oh, that's Quentin Tarantino.
Your takes. There's a fairly famous comedic actor, stand-up comedian, and Jimmy and I were at Caroline's in Manhattan years and years and years ago, and Jon Stewart, who was he's a friend. Jon Stewart invited us to come out, or we were like, we're gonna go out and see John do stand up at Caroline's, and then hang out a little afterward or whatever. So we were like, Jimmy and I were both real new to the game. We're still in our radio years and stuff, and we went out, and the guy who opened for him, who turned out to be semi-famous actor and comedian. I'll leave his name out. But when we were done with the show, we were like, I go, Jimmy, that guy who opened for John, he was fucking horrible. Like, who is that guy? And John goes, it's probably his cousin or something. He's probably related to him. And it's like, he's not. He's just horrible at stand-up. But the point is that's a fresh, unvarnished
It
take.
is,
Like
yes.
when people are going, he must know him. He must have been a high school friend with him. Well, that means you were horrible.
Yeah.
You're not we're not haters.
Yes.
We wanted to enjoy your 15 minutes, but we were confused
And
because
you
that's
went
how
in
unskilled
blank
you
slate,
were.
just you, yeah.
Tabula rasa.
exactly.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Morgan and Morgan. Oh, man. Tom Brady's got all those rings, 7 of them, for a reason. He's good. And that's where Morgan and Morgan comes in. They're good. They're America's largest injury law firm. Over $20 billion recovered for more than 500,000 clients. That's not a slogan. That's results. In one Florida case, the insurance offered $350K. The client walked away with $12 million. They've been doing this for 35 years, fighting for the people. That's Morgan and Morgan. Morgan and Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, for the people, not for the powerful. Am I right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
This November, action is free on Pluto TV. Go on the run with Jack Reacher.
Every suspect was a train killer.
Then buckle up for Drive, World War Z.
Every human being we save is one less to fight.
And Charlie's Angels.
Damn, I hate to fly.
Launch into sci-fi adventure with The Fifth Element and laugh through the mayhem in Tropic Thunder.
What is going on here?
All the thrills, all for free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
So, okay. So I agree with Andrew and that he's a little on the spectrum. And like spectrum people, if someone is fat and goes to sit down, they'll go, Anna, don't sit on that chair. You'll break it. And then you go, shh, don't. What are you saying? It's like, She's going to break the chair because she's so fat. You know, and you're like, you're not supposed to. They're not angry, and they're not even making fun of her. They think she's going to break the chair.
Yeah.
Right? And they can't stop themselves.
Buddy, you're hitting home right now.
saying-
I'm sitting here in the room. You can just
that's
tell me
what
to my
I'm-
face.
That's what I'm saying. Now, Paul Dano.
Autistic also. Sorry.
Little Miss Sunshine. Am I right? Was he little?
Yes.
Okay, he does deserve to be drummed out of the industry for that performance. Because they made the weirdest decision ever for Paul Dano in casting thing ever for Little Miss Sunshine. He is supposed to be like a high school ROTC guy who wants to go to the Air Force Academy and be a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen Top Gun. I know what those guys look like. Paul Dano looks like he was being cast as the drummer in the Ramones biopic.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got jet black hair, pencil thin arms. He's wearing a T-shirt with Nietzsche on it or something. He's got bracelets, and he's goth.
Yeah.
And he won't talk, and he pouts and talks. Now those guys, who's the actor that just got done playing Running Man? Glenn Powell. Okay, you cast 19-year-old Glenn Powell, like those dudes. That's what those guys look like. When you watch Top Gun, you look around, they all look like 26-year-old Tom Cruise or Glenn Powell, right? They don't look like a pouting nerd goth boy, right? He wants to be a fighter pilot. First off, he looks nothing like that guy.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's taken a vow of silence, which is a weird thing for a guy who speaks into a radio all day from the cockpit of a jet. Like,
Make sense of this, Ace.
we got bogeys, 10 o'clock.
It's a very inconsistent character.
Bogeys, 10 o'clock. Are you there? Are you riding my wing or not? Quiet man.
I'll get to them if I want, Mom. After I listen to The Cure.
He won't talk.
I know.
He's got jet black hair and he looks totally goth and he looks like he's struggling with his sexuality. Why would you cast this guy as this guy? And there were no other wrinkles. It's not like, well, you know, he really likes The Cure, but he wants to be in the Naval Academy.
Yeah.
It's like, all he wants to be is a fighter pilot.
Well, I
That's
thought
all he wants to be.
I took it as they were just doing the trope of kind of like the loser kid that nobody likes, that he's just all to himself, and he thinks he's gonna raise up out of poverty, out of this family.
You're
But
far
they could
too
have given
kind.
and they could have given him different career dream.
Listen,
then
this is
or
one of the
something,
best
though.
movies of all
No,
time. Come on,
it ruined
Ace.
society.
You hate it?
It ruined society. It ruined us.
It
It
did?
ruined us.
I
Yeah.
thought it lambasted the sort of circuit of little kids. You
It
know?
was the jump the shark moment as a nation.
Why? You're not into Steve Carell? Is that what's going on? You go to a little rivalry, old rivalry between Italian Americans?
Steve Carell, who did not want people to see that he'd commit attempted suicide, who was the only person in the movie who wore a long sleeve shirt because it was Phoenix in the summertime, still cuffed
of course.
his shirt so
Come
people
on,
could
Ace.
see the gauze around
Come
each
on,
one.
Ace.
You don't have to do that. It's plausible deniability if you just uncuff your long
You can't
sleeve shirt,
suspend
Steve
a dollop
Carell.
of disbelief to enjoy a movie. Yeah, man, maybe you're on the spectrum.
Then, when little 8-year-old fatty dancer chick, first off, the hero of the movie was the inappropriately sexual, swearing, sexually addicted, drug addicted Alan Arkin grandfather who'd been removed from multiple retirement homes for probably rape and drug abuse. He was the example that we should aspire to. The hard-working dad in Greg Kinnear that was trying to keep the whole fucking family together was the dope. He was the heel of the film for trying to do. every time Greg Kinnear spoke, everyone at the table rolled their eyes. But he was just talking about hard work and success, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Act 1, Olive, the 8-year-old, is sitting. Alan Arkin won the Academy Award for the world's. I know he's dead, but it should be taken from his family. Okay.
And Abigail Breslin did not.
Okay. She, first off, all the other women, all the other girls, they spun the baton, they played the harp, they played the piano. She went up there and danced like a drunken whore.
Super freaky.
And yet everyone's clapping for her. Okay, so all the years of hard work and practice out the window for the one who's playing Beethoven on the harpsichord, right? That's out because this little dumb bitch with her stupid junkie pedophile grandfather has taught her to shake her ass like a young Tijuana whore. Okay. That's a mistake. That's a problem there. But Act 1.
Yep.
She's sitting there, little Olive, and she says, Uncle Knob Slobber, why do you have those things on your wrists? Like, what happened? Why did you try to take your own life? And Kinnear, who's the heel, says at the dinner table to the 8-year-old and everyone at the table, I don't think that's an appropriate conversation for the dinner table.
Why not?
And everyone rolls their eyes. They all go, oh, you don't think she deserves the truth and everything else? And he's like, I just don't think it's an appropriate. She's 8 years old. She's
right here and now.
She's in the fucking second grade. She's in the second grade. She doesn't need to hear about her favorite fucking uncle snuffing his life out while we're eating dinner in Phoenix. It doesn't. And they all roll their eyes and they all make fun of him, right? Okay, fine. The truth is for all. 57 minutes later, they're sitting in a diner. They're ordering breakfast. She's on her way to a bikini dance competition. She's already fucking fat. And she orders pancakes with ice cream for breakfast. Kinnear says, I don't think you should order that. It's not healthy. And the same people who said the truth is for all and the 8-year-old could handle the suicide attempt of her beloved uncle all dive on him because now's not the time.
You turned me. What a piece of shit.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Hey,
what a piece of shit. And they fucking loved it. It was the darling of the Academy Awards.
I just thought about it, yeah.
They're fucking hacked. It's a hack piece of shit movie. Kinnear is the only decent person in that movie. He's the heel. The rest are either drug addicts or mutes or junkies or pedophiles. Or just Kinnear's wife, all she does is sit there and roll her eyes the entire thing. Like he's like,
no, she smokes cigarettes too.
Olive, when you have to have a good, healthy diet and work hard. And they're like, oh, God. Oh, God. What? The truth, bitch? What happened to the suicide truth from Act 1? Fuck you. That's a piece of shit. I'll bet those shitty writers went on to nothing. Here's how you can tell. That movie is 15 years old now.
Yeah.
Maybe 20. I want to know. And by the way, they're the toast of the town. Oh, it's the greatest. Ugh. What? He wrote Toy Story 3. God damn it.
The best good movie. Toy Story of all time.
That's was it co-written? Co-directed? Yeah. Fuck that argument up. All right. Well, it takes a big man. It takes a great, even bad Adam knows.
They don't admit when they're wrong on The View.
I'm going to internalize.
Yeah.
All right. What movies? I have to look this
Michael
one up.
Arndt.
Michael Arndt.
Yeah, written.
The Hunger Games ballad. Wow. Toy Story 3. All right, the guy's a genius.
He turned you then. You know what I mean? It's not, indicative of the rest of his work, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that one, There are a lot of plot holes in Little Miss Sunshine.
But it's the first woke movie we started turning woke.
Really?
In the movie,
I never thought about that.
We moved woke.
I never thought about that. That was that movie.
What year is it?
It's 20.
It's 20 years old or 18. It's when we started woke because the dad would have just been in charge and not the heel. Kinnear's character, white, heterosexual, male,
common sense, traditional values,
hard work and
yeah.
exercise, right? He was, and by the way, he was the patriarchy.
Well,
that was the end of the patriarchy, right?
But I thought that in that movie, like he had lost his job, so now he was, you know what I mean, like having a problem.
He was trying to motivate, and he was a little bit sappy. Yeah, it's almost 20 years old. Toy Story 3 is one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite films.
Yeah, me too.
That was like
me
number
too.
2.
This has gone to shit. This whole argument has gone to shit.
I love Tarantino. God loves it. Hey, well, also in the news, Bill Maher and Ana Kasparian start brawling over Islam's effect on the Middle East. He zinged her good. I think that we have a clip.
Yeah, Bill's pretty pragmatic in the Islam department. He's one of the few people on the left who is very pragmatic.
Yeah.
Like, the Middle East is a piece of shit because it's filled with Middle Eastern people. And people got to start figuring that shit out. Every place is good as whoever lives in it. Apartment buildings are the same way. It's just a whole bunch of these people. It's not the building's fault. It's everyone who's living in the building. And then they go, but isn't there one good couple who's God-fearing and 12B? And you're like, yeah, that's one. But that ain't the building. All right, let's hear what she has to say.
Tomorrow, if you had to live in the Middle East, so tomorrow, Anna, you got to go live in the Middle East, where would you live? You can pick one city, any city. You can, as far away as, say, Pakistan. You could live in Karachi. You could live in Cairo. You could live in Amman, Jordan. You seem to love Lebanon. I mean, Beirut's nice when the bombing's not happening and the assassinations have stopped. Or you could live in Syria. I hear that's wonderful in the summer.
Well, we now have a Al-Qaeda terrorist leading Syria.
Or the Houthis, I'm sure, would make room for you.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv, or the West Bank, Ramallah, I think is wonderful for a little, in the fall, it gets lovely. Where would you live? What city would you live in?
Well,
Where do you think you'd be comfortable in that dress?
I'm sure it would not be comfortable in this dress in any of the various Middle Eastern countries that have been destabilized by
you're not
the United
really,
States.
You're not really blaming it on Whitey.
Listen.
Are you? You're blaming Islam on Whitey?
I'm not blaming Islam on Whitey.
What you're saying, we destabilized, that's why you can't wear that?
Put a pause on. You know who we destabilized the shit out of? Japan. We destabilized Japan to the tune of 2 atomic bombs, but half the people I know are driving a Toyota.
Yeah, and you look at the country now, and it's
pretty clean, pretty orderly. We destabilized the shit out of Germany as well. We did a fair amount of destabilizing historically, but I drove an Audi here, and that was made by a German company. So I don't know that the theory about us, they always do this. Well, the CIA piped in guns. It's like, okay, that doesn't mean you have to have honor killings.
Yeah.
Does it? Okay, well, I want to hear more, but I go back 10 seconds because I do love the destabilized thing.
It's wonderful for a little, in the fall, it gets lovely. Where would you live? What city would you live in?
Well,
where do you think you'd be comfortable in that dress?
I'm sure it would not be comfortable in this dress in any of the various Middle Eastern countries that have been destabilized by
you're not
the United
really,
States.
You're not really blaming it on Whitey.
Listen.
Are you? No. You're blaming Islam on Whitey?
I'm not blaming Islam on Whitey.
But what you're saying is we destabilized. That's why you can't wear that
dress. Did we not
destabilize?
Wait
a second.
We were funding terrorist organizations in Syria during the Syrian civil war, starting under the Obama administration.
That's why
did that not destabilize Syria?
No, what's destabilized?
There's a literal Al-Qaeda terrorist
We're talking about your dress. Why?
It looks good. I know it looks good.
You're saying you can't wear that dress in Syria because of Whitey destabilizing?
I didn't say that.
Okay, that's what it said.
Okay,
okay, great.
But the United States did destabilize various Middle Eastern countries. Are you going to deny that?
I asked about the dress, and you went right to destabilize. So is that why you couldn't wear that dress? Why couldn't you wear that dress? Why could you walk down?
You want me to talk about jihadism and Islam, but
why won't you?
Listen.
Why won't you?
I mean,
Why?
I don't believe in jihadism, which is why I'm furious that the United States just had a freaking Al-Qaeda terrorist in the White House.
It's not just jihadism that is preventing you from wearing that dress. Are you saying every Muslim is a jihad? I don't think they are.
Bill.
Okay, why can't you wear that dress?
Let's focus for a second.
No, you won't answer this question.
It's a never answer the question, apparently.
They can never do it. They're fucking wrong. Sorry, bitch.
It's just a
You're
cultural
wrong.
thing. Yeah, completely different culture. I
Good.
don't know how she
look,
can
Anna, you look
not
like a
admit
fucking idiot. And she's the same bitch who said I didn't want kids to eat lunch, so she can fuck right off.
They always go to the most extreme, crazy assumptions.
It's so
insane.
fucking weak. Anyway, listen,
hot,
all you fucking weak sauce liars. You're fucked. You're fucked. Now, in the past, you didn't have to deal with a Bill Maher, and so you were fine. You could just hive yourself off with the other retarded yentas and lie. But you won't answer the question. It's just asking about the dress. What happened to the dress?
Cool.
You got to say yes to the dress, Anna.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. I'm going to give Adam a plug. You just go to www.badadam.com to find out tour dates.
I have to buy that now, I feel like.
You can go to, where should we go to get your stuff?
For me, AdamYenser.com.
AdamYenser.com. And what about you, man?
Yeah, mayhemnow.com. Get a T-shirt before I run out. Have Merry Christmas.
All right. Until next time, this is Adam for Adam and Macey and Mayhem. Go to AdamCarolla.com for all the live shows. Fort Lauderdale and Miami and Fort Lauderdale. It's all coming up this week. AdamCarolla.com for that. Until next time, this is Adam saying mahalo.